Hello and welcome back to my interdisciplinary art studio. I'll be sharing a week in the studio where I'm balancing art making alongside the art administrative tasks essential for me to earn a living as a full-time working artist. You'll see me complete several paintings alongside a full shop update and learn a whole lot about the painting process along the way. We're gonna have a great time. I am gonna make tons of paper paintings. I have so many pieces that I'm gonna be working on today, which is quite exciting. Come on, old girl. She's gonna go over here. This painting is now complete. I'm gonna put it on my website, but for now, I just wanna get it out of the way so I have more room. I just finished this piece 2 weeks ago. It's been still curing, because oil paint takes forever. She just got into a show. That's happening next month. I think it'd be nice to have it up and out while I haven't. Where should I put it? Okay, it's still wet. Now, we're gonna actually get started on some paintings. The foundation of this piece was a saturated violet yellow complementary color story. Now I began adding the deep darks and duller elements for contrast. Then I began pulling in the light as it appeared behind the tree as the fall leaves started to peek through. I'm doing it all plein air. I'm looking at the tree. The light has shifted quite a bit. It's not any longer this stage of light. I'll work on this again tomorrow around the same time. Just to start, now that we're warmed up, I'm just gonna put this here to rest. I'm excited about this painting. I think this is gonna be a good one. I'm gonna start maybe with this little guy. Alright, this one is done. I have decided that I'm going to make this into a larger painting. So Dan and I built this, and it's going to be 22 by 44, and it'll be a big old oil painting. This is a great way for me to test out things, and I'm excited to put it in my shop. I've done only the first layer on this piece of all of them. I've done maybe 2 layers on this. All of these were one session, so they're very rudimentary so far. Got my collage. Special bin of collage materials. Definitely some handmade paper on this to show the stones. I spotted somebody. I remember making this painting. I've been gutting this painting forever. I have so many marbled scraps in here. I could just rip some of these leaves off and then start with those. That would be nice. I created a mini guide to creating sustainably minded mixed media paper paintings on my Patreon to help folks get started. I included the supplies I used and my tried and true techniques cultivated over the last 15 plus years. A tool that I use a lot in my painting practice that maybe a lot of people don't use as much as I do is my hand. Specifically, like I smudge, I move things around, I'll like dab things with my fingers, and I use my nail a lot. I actually just repainted my nails. You can't tell, but I will get like a buildup of paint on the nail surface. I just need the control of I don't use my fingers that well. Yeah, you can tell what I use from just this. And then I tend to get a lot on this part because I will lean to leverage to create lines. I'm totally comfortable in the weeds of it, obviously. I've been painting forever. Then it was time to pause painting for the day, get over to the freshly painted Maker's Nook, and do some art administrative tasks. I did share a print poll on my Patreon, so asking folks about what they're most excited to see, because I make really large work and often folks can't accommodate that in their homes, and they're obviously need to be more expensive. I got lots of good feedback and I'm excited to do some ordering. Being really intentional about what I'm ordering, I will use this. Sustainability is always a priority of my entire practice, all the way down to shipping and how I'm kind of doing that. Size, which is So I just need to do some measuring. I've just been bamboozled so many times when trying to ship things out because I just make like all these different things. And then I'm like, how am I gonna ship this out? It's so expensive to buy a mailer the day of. And then I'm like going through recycling bin, you know, constructing this crazy thing. And I even started an Excel sheet of all of the supplies that I need for my shop update. So like for doing the card sets, for doing the prints, for doing large scale paper paintings, you have to buy things to send things out. So I want to feed my paper, my cardstocks that I mount my prints on through the printer and be able to put my information on the back. I just want when people open something to be a beautiful experience and to feel like still as beautiful of an experience as if you got an original. So. Oh, but this isn't right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to make my order. It's a beautiful day in the studio. I have a lot to do to make sure things are done in time. We are back in the studio, making things happen. Since last we spoke, been notified that the prints are coming in today. So that's exciting. That is a very quick turnaround. So I finish this painting, I finish this painting, this painting, this painting. I've got to get to work on that. I think just like a mini session of getting some stuff done will make me feel a little bit better about the amount that I have to do for the shop update, because the administrative side ends up taking me a lot of time. So I would rather work on the fun parts. Do dads and do moms. Okay, I want to make this into a larger piece eventually. I'm gonna fill my palette with my colors. I feel pretty good about this. I'm excited. I have some tape. I think I'll work on this stuff until 12. Try to work on a little bit of everything. I prepped everything for my work day tomorrow. I'm gonna be packaging all of the prints. I'm getting everything ready. I'm gonna be printing a bunch of stuff for little card sets. That's so cute. It's so funny to see this painting so small because it's as big as me. I've got some surprises too. This was the most requested one, and I'm so glad the print came out so good. Very much looking forward to getting into this. This looks so good. It really feels like the painting. So I just need to cut all the like edges off. She's even more glorious. Ah. Ew. I feel like that looks cute. Trying to plan the sizes, how many pieces of paper I need, how many things I need to print in my printer, what's the envelope, where I'm gonna print the text on the bottom. Picking the paper to mount everything on. This is one of my favorite paintings of all time. All but the Salem series that I made for Moody Interiors back when I lived in Salem. All of these pieces have only been available as originals, and they're all ginormous. It's really exciting to get to offer them to folks at a smaller size and a more accessible price. I am using really high quality paper, but all paper that is stuff I've had in my stash for a really long time, because we're trying to do this sustainably. It was from this really beautiful old art history book that I found at one of my old studios here. I want to use this edge, mount this within it. I have a warmer one and a cooler one, and I think certain images would look better with the cooler and certain images would look better with the warmer. So do all the cards with this, because this is really special paper. I feel like that'd be so pretty. Keep on cutting and prepping, and then we'll go in and see what we can do.
Excuse me. Hello. Who are you?
That was as confusing as I thought it would be. I did several versions and came up with my final like mock-up kind of proof. I decided I thought it would look cool to have like a little border around the back. Yeah, everything was just like moving it over a millimeter, moving it down, up and down and stuff. So I couldn't figure out a way to do it easier. And I officially cut these and then just test them. So like that'll be the back. So I left a place on all of them to write the artwork. Cool, so that's nice. Then once I print them, I'm gonna have to print quite a few. So that looks cute. Little guy. And then I'll write goldenrods and pine tree. Cool, that works. Check. I'm gonna move both blocks over to the left and then we'll be all set. Let me make sure it works in this direction. So I think this is a fun way to just make prints feel more special and a little bit more of like that handmade touch that I care a lot about. It's rainy. Decided to do it on a couple colors. I wait until everything is totally printed out and ready to go, and I create an assembly line. So I did portrait style and landscape style card sets as well as full-size prints. So kind of organizing that and using the best glue I can that will lay nice and flat is really important. So yeah, this is just my method to get things looking good. I keep things as organized as I can and then handwrite on all the back the names of each of the pieces. And gonna get some measurements. This always takes longer than I think it's going to. I was like, I can get this all done in one day. I am very ambitious, to a fault. I just have to finish a few paintings, and if I'm able to be done with this portion of it, then I can finish all my painting. I can just paint all day tomorrow. 12 by 7. I'm gonna have 2 of these. I think I'll just, okay, so 2 of those. I've gotten the sizes of everybody. I'm uploading stuff to my website right now. It will take a while for me to add in all the details, but I can do that tomorrow for all the prints. Got a very early start the next day. Not pictured, but I needed to also make my entire YouTube video for last week. I worked on those in the mornings on all these days, and also a mini guide for my patrons for my mural. iPad glove. Every time I do a shop update, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be so streamlined and it's gonna be so smooth and it's gonna take me no time at all. Here's the thing, inevitably, I'll always think of more paintings I wanna do, and inputting all the information always takes so much longer. And as much as I try to like batch things together, it's always like, oh, well, I need to finish this one little thing with this. And then so it kind of just like breaks things up. My advice, batch things together as much as possible. I just put together the rest of the card sets and I just got the rest of the measurements for those and the sizes of everything. I have 3 paintings that I need to finish. So basically what I do is like anything that's not filled in yet, I mark red. So then it's really obvious to me that I need to do something. So like these paintings are unfinished, put the actual information, I have to price them. These are already good to go. Everything is white. I've started to put things on my website, but I don't have all the information on everything. I like to pair certain things together that look good together, like these 2 look good together. Start to see how things flow. This is like a little series, so then that'll go with the card sets. Basically, I just need to add all those details, and then I need to actually finish these paintings. They're really far along. I'm not as crazy as I sound, but I definitely have confidence in myself that I know how long it takes me to kind of finish paintings. I have a lot harder time judging how long things are gonna take me on the computer. That's like a time warp. Whereas painting, even though I get so sucked in, I know how long it takes me to paint things. And I know, especially when I'm in a deadline, self-imposed or no, well now it's not self-imposed because now I've told people when it's coming out. So it's like, this is happening. You know, I can get it done. Like I did all of art school, plus I did an additional year for getting a extra degree of a teaching degree, and I did a master's program. I did 7 years of art school, and then being on my own for 8 years before or after that. and always meeting my deadlines. I've never not met a deadline. So we've got this piece done and ready. We've got this piece done and ready. This piece I made last year, finished the paintings, add any other details that I need to add to the Excel sheet with those final pieces. And then with the Excel sheet 100% filled out, I'm gonna go one by one and input all of the information. I also named the shop update, finally, as fall emerges. Oh my God. I love the in-between of seasons. I find it really engaging. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here at all. Well, it's been less than 5 minutes since I said I wasn't gonna work on any of this today, but since I said before and I'll say it again, I have zero chill in my body. So I am just excited to make stuff and a little anxious. What makes me feel better when I'm anxious and happens to also be the thing that I need to do, painting. I also need to like name everything. I genuinely have no idea what I'm naming this. Turbo mode of painting definitely happened that night. When I really need to focus, I put on my headphones and use noise canceling, even though I'm the only one in the house. I just got paint on my shirt. I'm dancing around from painting to painting, per usual. Because I'm the thing in the house that's distracting me, not somebody else. I did make a video on full-time artist routines and rituals, ADHD friendly. If that's something that interests you and if you relate to this chaotic, end sequence here, you might want to check it out. Wow, it's really coming down out there. The obligatory comment of a homeowner, we needed this. She's done. Yeah, as this video progressed, I was like, I need to speed up the painting because I need to match my chaotic energy, and how fast I was truly going can only be done at ×8 speed. Even walking into the studio fast in the morning. We're under the wire now a little bit, but that's okay. I can do it. I'm excited to paint, and I put a little focus thing on my phone. Even just having my Friday Instagram post time, it just totally derails me. Like this in-between time between when I post something on Friday and do all of that, and then when I'm sharing stuff on YouTube, it's like I want to check stuff and do stuff, and I'm like, no, I need to get other things done. I'm using this app, which is so cute because he's a little beanie faces, but stay focused and paint. So I'm painting this tree and drawing it nearly on a daily basis for 7 months, 8 months, and I've never been able to capture it at this angle. And I think it's fitting that my last piece of the shop update ended with this piece. Okay. Just called my stepmom. It was her birthday, so it was nice to talk to her. And I got to talk to my dad. He told me all about, he updated me on how his garden's doing, which is awesome.
It is ready. Oh, no bananas.
He's adorable. Then I thought, why don't I call my mom? And then my grandfather was there, and he's my favorite person ever. And so I got to talk to him, and that made me so happy. I think this painting is done. I'm gonna let it dry and just make sure. I'm really happy with it. I could keep going forever, but I think just knowing that I want to make it into a big painting. My stretcher bar is back there. This guy is done. He's done. I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna get out all the original paintings that I'm featuring in this shop update, and then I'm gonna take photos of everything. Can we pretend this is dry? Fall images. I'm very happy. I'm so happy. Okay, well, let's clean up. When cleaning up, I always use up all of what's left on my palette because we do not waste paint here. Let's get photographing. I like to get photos of all the completed work at once so the lighting ends up being cohesive throughout the photos. And I'm sure to get several detail shots. Sometimes I also get shots of the work in context of the studio. Everything is in the Excel sheet. I just have to put it onto the website.
As always, every step takes longer than I think it's going to. I kind of want to put everything up, just the originals. It's really just a custom. Being able to see stuff is so helpful. Okay. My little Salem series, some spooky vibes. These are all ones that I just made in the last month. All right, Barty people, I officially have everything on my website. Oh my God. Have everything on my website. Everything's on there. And I try to like flow the images so they look good together. I'm done. I finished. All before the end of the day on Friday, which was my goal. And everyone else has access starting October 3rd. This probably goes without saying, but if you want to see the shop update and want to purchase one of these original paintings or one of the prints, just go to my shop. So excited to paint this fall, and I'm completing all of this in the first week of fall. So this was definitely like end of summer stuff into fall, hence why I called it As Fall Emerges. I'm definitely gonna do some plein air painting. This is my absolute favorite time of year to paint, and I really wanted to be able to not get the shop update out of the way, but just like have it done and have work out there and available to folks so then I can focus on just making work. I've definitely been spreading myself a bit too thin lately with so many YouTube videos and so many things. Made a decision to be able to keep up with my arts practice and keep up with all the obligations that I have. I am going to start sharing videos every other week on YouTube, so every other Friday at noon, and then patrons will get a third video. So if you become a fellow maker on my Patreon, you have access to already 3 and growing exclusive Patreon videos that are deep dives. I make them based on requests of patrons, which I appreciate every single person that is on my Patreon with a gusto I cannot possibly describe. And it makes me feel like, you know, there are people out there that actually care what I'm doing. And I mean, I've been working as a full-time artist for 10 years alongside being an educator. You know, I have my master's in this. Like, this is what I do. This is what I've dedicated my life to. And to have some folks excited about it beside me just means a whole lot. So hope you learned something, had fun hanging out in the studio with me. Got to see kind of the other side of the artist coin of like, yeah, unfortunately I can't just like make things all day and then hope that they're seen. It's like there's a balancing act of like, how do I make the work that I'm proud of and create a balance of like sharing things and connecting with folks and yeah, getting it out there. So this is what I do. I'll see you in the flip flop. Bye. Minnesota pop. Oh, I also need to clean my oil brushes. They're really bad. I'm a little worried. It's like, anything you want me to teach you about painting, just don't ask about keeping brushes clean. It's just not in my nature. Can I say ass on YouTube? I feel like you can say ass on YouTube. Being a preschool teacher, training is helpful for YouTube, I guess.
The turkeys, they're back. Clear the road, little guys.
Oh, that's the only risk. You don't want to do that. Don't do that. Hides all manner of sins. This is not wet, but it looks wet, doesn't it? Dry. I let it dry for like 2 weeks. Oil paint, man. Well, this was an awful lot of work. I've had this paper cutter for 12 years, and I can't ever see a life in which I don't have her. 20-year-old me, who was just a big dork, who won an award, was like, you know what you should do? You should really invest in your future. Painting will never do justice to fall's beauty, but we have to at least try.